Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone. Inshallah, we will start now. Alhamdulillah. Assalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala ahlihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu wa sahla wa anta taj'alul huzna idha shi'ta sahla. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you all have done your homework and have been practicing what we have done in the last class. So inshallah, I'll share my screen with you. Bismillah. Now, inshallah, we will start. Right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi najini min al-qawmi az-zalimin. My Lord, deliver me from these unjust people. So we'll revise our last duas, and then inshallah we'll carry on. Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir. My Lord, I am in need for whatever good you would send down to me. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. My Lord, expand for me my breast with assurance, and ease for me my task, and untie the knot from my tongue, that they may understand my speech. Inni ustu bi rabbi wa rabbikum min kulli mutakabbirin la yu'minu biyawmil hisab. Indeed, I have sought refuge in my Lord and your Lord from every arrogant one who does not believe in the day of account. A'udhu billahi an akuna min al-jahilin. I seek refuge in Allah from being among the ignorant. Rabbi inni zalamtu nafsi faghfirli. My Lord, indeed I have wronged myself, so forgive me. And now the last week, the dua we learned is Rabbana srif anna azaba jahannam inna azabaha kana gharama. Our Rabb, avert from us the torment of hell. Verily, its torment is never ending. Evil indeed it is as an abode and as a place to rest in. So hopefully you have memorized this dua, inshallah, and you can do this dua in your salah. All right. So inshallah we will start. With the qualities of Ibadur Rahman. Right. So inshallah we will start. We are going into fifth characteristic, so we will be finishing soon. So what were the last characteristics we have done so far? So first characteristic is what? They have humility. Then they are courteous even when they are treated harshly. They are diligent and consistent with their tahajjud, and they are seeking refuge from the hellfire. And they recognize the punishment of hell is true. And then today, inshallah, we will do the ayah, ayah number 67. All right. Surah Al-Furqan. Just give me a second. I'll bring up the ayah. So Surah Al-Furqan is 25th Surah of the Quran, and we are on to ayah number 67. Ayah number 67. Right. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا أَنْفَقُوا لَمْ يُسْرِفُوا وَلَمْ يَقْتَرُوا وَكَانَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ قَوَامًا. So what do they do? Let me copy this ayah. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا أَنْفَقُوا لَمْ يُسْرِفُوا وَلَمْ يَقْتُرُوا وَكَانَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ قَوَامًا. And those who are when they spend are neither extravagant nor stingy, but hold medium way between those extremes. So what does it mean? It means that Ibadur Rahman, they are not spendthrift. So what are spendthrift? They are people who don't overspend when they want to, when Allah has given them money and wealth, and they control their desires. They're not always wasteful. Okay, they're not trying to show off. They're not spending more than what is necessary, but they're also not stingy. So stingy means people who are worried about money too much, so much so that they don't want to even give or spend even on themselves. Forget about spending on Allah's way and other people, but they're not even spending on themselves. All right. So they are not negligent of their obligations toward their family, nor are they miserly. So basically, the spending habit, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that let not your hand be tied like a miser to your neck, nor stretch it forth to its utmost reach, that you become blameworthy and in severe poverty. In Surah Al-Isra, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does it mean, tied to your neck or fastened to your neck? It means it's an analogy for being miser. Like, they've never use their money. They're always trying to just keep save. And not overstretch it means neither they always spend like, but they're just spending without even thinking what they're doing. Even sometimes, when you give in the way of Allah, it's advised that give in a way that you don't become in need of the money. So don't give so much away that you are asking other people for money. So what is considered extravagant in Islam, according to the scholars, to spend any amount on haram. So that's the first thing. So we never use our money to spend on things which are we are not supposed to spend on, even it's just $1 or 1 rupee or even smaller than that. To live beyond our means, even if with the things that are halal. So even if we are spending on halal things, but say for example, if we go and buy some clothes and we are buying it for ourselves, but then we buy something which is very expensive and which will put us in poverty or in problem. So, or a toy you like, you go to a shop and you like that toy and it's $300, $200. So even if it's halal, it's not wise to spend. Allah doesn't like people who spend too much as well. To live, that's what it means, to live beyond your means. Just because other people have it, I want to have it. So we a Muslim, an Ibadur Rahman especially, they don't have this attitude. All right. To spend money in righteous ways, not for the sake of Allah, but so that's not allowed. All right. But so that he's perceived in a certain light. So for example, even if people are spending in the way of Allah, they want other people to recognize them, to thank them, to say that, oh, this person is so nice. So that's not allowed. Okay. So even that's extravagant. Because we are doing charity to show off. All right. So, and those who are, okay, so Surah Al-Furqan, but spend not wastefully in manner of a spendthrift. So the words that I use are yusrifu, israf, which is overspending. Okay. And tabadzir, tabzir, which is the manners of spendthrift. These two words are identical, but they have different meanings. So israf generally means being extravagant in what is permissible. So israf is also not allowed, but it means that you're still spending in something which is permissible, but you should not be overspending. And tabdir is exclusively spending on haram. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, verily, um, the al-mubaddizireen are, who are they? Are the brothers of shaitan, and the shaitan is ever ungrateful to his Rabb. So Allah has compared those people who overspend to show off on wrong things, like shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has compared them with shaitan. So we don't want that, okay? So it's really important that when we have money, and you are all young children, but you do get money, pocket money, spend in a way which is balanced. The life of a Muslim, the life of an Ibadur Rahman is a balanced life, where they spend wisely, they spend in the way of Allah, they spend on themselves. Allah has given, if Allah has given someone something, Allah wants them to use that blessing, but not in a way that it becomes a waste for them or for others as well. Okay, so spending on whom? Family comes first. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, give to the kinsman his due, to the miskeen and to the wayfarer, but not spend wastefully in the manner of a spendthrift. Okay, again, Allah is cautioning us time and time again in different places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, don't spend wastefully. Don't spend wastefully. Okay, don't spend wastefully, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like it. Living a life of balance. Start with your family. Family has first, right? First our parents, then our siblings, then our relatives, and out of the family, then miskeen, people who are close to us, but maybe they are neighbors or someone we know, and then the travelers as well. Maybe someone's come to a town and they don't have enough money. Nowadays it's easy, but back in the days it was really hard for travelers if they run out of money to get money to help people. Okay. So spending habits, we should always think about it. Good spending habits to have are following: living within our means, all right, not going into debts, research before you purchase. If you want to buy something, look at it. So read this. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can read it. Research before purchase. So if you, for example, if you want to buy a book or a toy, maybe do some research where you can get a good deal, where you can get a better price. All of this is a good, wise way of doing things. All right. And also, our Prophet ﷺ said in Al-Bukhari, avoid doubtful matters. If you're in doubt that maybe this thing, if I buy this, is it halal, is it not halal, just leave it. It's better to leave it. All right. Practice gratitude, so we don't feel we are missing out. A lot of people buy things because they feel they're left out, just because other child has something we want to. So practice attitude of gratitude. If we don't have it, it's okay. Alhamdulillah, I have other things which other people don't have. So always remember that, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, if you're grateful, I will increase you. So, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't tell us what he will increase us in. He just kept it open. So Allah will bless us with all his blessings if we are grateful. If we have something, if we don't have something which other person has, and if we want it, but we keep it, our desires in check, and we are not sad about it, and we are grateful and patient. Allah likes people who are patient and who are grateful. Okay, may Allah grant us all this trait of Ibadur Rahman. All right. So what's the fifth recap now? They are not excessive and wasteful in their spending. They do not spend more than what they need. They are also not stingy. They are not negligent of their obligations towards their family, nor are they miserly towards them. They spend their wealth right in between these two extremes. All right. So I would like you, for your homework, to think about it, talk to your family, and come up with an example, write an example of how we can do that. You can come up with any example in your life. You can talk to your mom and dad or your family members, and what can be a really good example of this ayah, where people are not overspending, or neither are they underspending, neither they are wasteful, and nor are they miserly or stingy, so much so that they forget the obligations that are given by them, given to them from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, I'll give you an example of a miser person. It's just that when they have money, and if people need it, they don't spend it they're like, we don't have any money. If I give this money, I don't have anything left. And they leave people, and even sometimes their own family members, and even sometimes their own selves. And Allah does not like those people. That's one of the traits that's really hateful in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we will see time and time in the Quran, Allah talks a lot about how much He loves, and Allah blesses the people who spend in His way. All right. So just remember that, inshallah. So homework. Think about it. Read the passage, and then talk to your family members, talk to your friends, whoever, and then come up with an example of this ayah where of not being excessively wasteful and not being overly miser. Okay, so inshallah, do that. And now we go to the homework. Sorry, no, the next Arabic. So I know in the last class, let's do a quick catch up on the last class. So we have done the 3 forms, or the Irab of Ism, remember? And then we did Rafa, Nasb, and Jar. And I asked you to memorize the charts. And remember, the endings of Rafa are u, un, una, ina, all right? And then una, ina ending, all right? And then Nasb is a, an, or aini, or ina endings, okay? An, aini, ina. And then Jar is in, aini, and ina. And then you were supposed to, and we did some Arabic examples as well, all right? Like Muhammadun, so it's a Nasb, Zaidan, sorry, Muhammadun, sorry, Muhammadun is a Rafa, Zaidan is Nasb, and Zaidin is Jar. So remembering, and then una, ina endings we did. So hopefully you did all of the exercise, and I wanted to give you, we will carry on with this, but I just wanted to give a bit of, you know, introduction of the way we are going to do this. We have already done Ism, but I just wanted to give you a quick short lesson on the types of words in Arabic. All right, and then we will go back to Rafa, Nasb, Jar. So we will continue with Rafa, Nasb, Jar in this class as well. The types of words in Arabic, Bismillah. So there are 3 types of words in Arabic: Ism, Fail, and Harf. So you have to remember that. We are doing Ism at the moment. So Ism in Arabic is the name of a person, place, animal, thing, idea, adjective, adverb, or more. Just remember that. Ism is a name of a person, place, animal, thing, idea, adjective, adverb, or more. All right. Just remember, you just have to memorize the, and we will continue to do Ism, but I'm just giving you an introduction. Fail. It shows an action. It's a word that is stuck in time, past, present, and tense. Past, present, and future. We are not going to do fail at present. We are just going to focus on Ism, but I want you to remember these 3 types in Arabic. All right. And then Harf. Harf are the words that it doesn't make sense on its own, and it needs another word after it. And the example is in, on, yeah, to. All of these are Harf. All right. So these are Harf. Right. And when it comes to fail, like, you know, run, ate, will, work, all of these are examples of, I'm going to go, I'm just giving English examples. We're not looking at them at the moment. Just memorize the definition. All right. So what we are doing currently is Ism, all right? Now Ism, it has 4 properties. Because we were doing Medina reader, we didn't do it this way, but I'm going to start it this way. This is going to be our system. This is how I have learned from my teacher. And I would like to teach you this way so we can understand the Quranic Arabic first, and we will continue with the Medina reader. We will continue with it, but at this point we have stopped. All right. So so Ism has 4 properties, and at the moment we are doing the first one, which is Irab, or status, or cases. In Medina reader, it's called cases. All right, and it's adad, number, jins, gender, and qism, type. So inshallah, we will look at other 3 later, but at the moment we are focusing on Irab. What are Irab? Irab are nasb, rafa, nasb, and jar. Irab, basically it tells you that what role an ism is playing in the sentence. So we find out, we look at a sentence and then we say, okay, this ism is an rafa, this ism is marfu, this ism is mansub, nasb, or this ism is majroor, jar. All right. So we use these terms for the exercise you guys have been doing anyway, right? Okay. And we have done forms of status. So we have done un, ani, and una ending, and then an, aini, and ina ending for nasb, and in, aini, and ina ending. So the nasb and jar in dual and plural are the same. All right. So inshallah, so what I've done is I have some surah, some passages from Quran, and I thought we can do this together in the class. But before that, I just want to ask you if you have any confusion or anything which you want me to explain. I'll open the Muslim chart as well, so we can. And Father Isaac can look at if anyone has any question regarding the homework, or if you're confused about Rafa, Nasb, and Jar. You can ask, raise your hand and ask.
So my question is that like in the homework, when you said that you have to come up with an example, do you mean like a person, like do you mean like an example in real life, like of a person who is not miserly or extravagant, or do you mean like something you can already do, like you saw an apple, or you saw a pineapple in the store for $5, you bought it, and then you came home and ate it with your family?
Okay, so Romana, inshallah, I will answer the homework question. So today's homework question, ask me at the end of the class. I'm asking right now, I'm saying the homework I gave you guys last week, the Rafa, Nasb, and Jar homework, this homework. If you have any questions, any confusion about this, at the moment, I'm just here focusing on the Arabic. So ask me any question that's related to this work. I will answer your question, Romana, at the end of the class, inshallah. So if anyone, if you guys are all good, we can look at the few surah and the few passages I have taken from Quran, and let's do it. Right? Okay. If you don't have any question, it's fine.
I think nobody has any question right now.
Okay, inshallah. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All right. So now when I am learning Arabic, when I am learning my Muslim chart, I have learned it. So the masculine Muslim chart is Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. And the feminine chart is what? Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin, Muslimatani, Muslimataini, Muslimataini, Muslimatun, Muslimatin, Muslimatin. So when it comes to the feminine chart of the plural, it's atun and atin ending. So now I am going to go, when I look at a word in Arabic, what I do is, Bismillah, with watini was zaytuni. Okay, een. But what ending does this teeny fit? First, remember, we have to look at ending combination, not the ending sound. Teeny. But what is this? It looks like Muslimina, but it's not mina, it's teeny. So it immediately it should tell you, now I have to look at the ending sound. So this word teeny, it's on a bit on ina pattern, but it's not fully on ina pattern because it's ini, but teeny. So immediately I'll go and look at the ending sound. What is the sound? It's a kasra. So it means it's a jar. So what we will do is, I think we have done jar on with purple. So I will highlight it purple. I am highlighting it. What you can do is, if you print it out, you can write it. If you're doing it on your computer, then you might want to like highlight it as well. But if you're writing it, you just write J on it, okay, or Jeem on it. And then zaytuni, uni. It's not on a una ending. It sounds a bit like the plural rafa, but no, it's not, because una, it's zaytuni. Again, we'll go. So it's not an ending combination. It immediately should tell me that this word is we are going to, this word again is a jar. All right. Zaytuni is a jar. Okay, this is purple, this is orange, and this is blue. Now I go to the next word. This is my homework, turi. So immediately, turi sinina. So turi is it looks like it's a jar, because why is it a jar? Because of the ending sound. We will just write it's a jar. Okay, so we'll do jar. Sinina, Nina, Ina ending. All right. So when you look at an Ina ending at this point, whenever you look at an Ina ending, and Muslimina, Sinina, Ina ending, again, it can be nasb, it can be jar. Okay. So now remember the plural Muslim chart, the masculine one, Ina, Muslimina. So it can be nasb, it can be jar. So we will write n/j or noon and jeem. So at the moment we are not going into the grammar. So we're just going to say it's an ina ending. All right. Okay. So how do I do that? Blue and purple. So it means it's a nasb and jar. Right. Now al-baladi. Again, most of them al-baladi. Okay, it's not on any una ina pattern, any pattern, so, or any ina pattern. So what are we going to do? We are going to mark it as a jar because of the kasra. Remember, e or in, whenever we see e or in, it means it's a jar. All right, so you got it. Insana. Now we come. So we are not going to look at like I said, don't look at the highlighted parts. We are not going to do the highlighted parts at the moment. We are only going to do the words that are not highlighted. Al-amini, ini. Again, it's not on an ina pattern. Immediately, it's a jar. All right, because it's ini. Now, al-insana. Insana. So a sound, na sound, or nun sound. Whenever we see that, it's a immediate nas. So we do a nas. Okay. Again, ahsani, ahsani. E sound. So it's a kasra. All right. So immediately kasra is a majroor, it's a jar. Taqwi min, in. Again min, jar. So most of them are here, jar. Jar here. Okay. Asfala. Asfala, it's a nasb. All right. So carry on doing that. I'll leave some for you for your homework. As-salihati. Amilus salihati. Now, immediately looking at the ending combination. No, this is not an ending combination for Muslim masculine chart, but let's look at Muslim feminine chart. Muslimatun, muslimatin. And when sometimes if it's a ati or atin, it means it's a feminine. As-salihati, ati. It's a combination of the feminine and it's a nasb and jar feminine. All right. Remember that. Now, look at the next. Ajrun, ajrun. Okay, so ajrun, un sound. What is the un sound? Un is always a rafa. Muslimun, ajrun. All right. So rafa is, what is rafa? Sorry, I've been doing the wrong color for nasb. Nasb is orange and rafa is blue. Okay, I'm trying to keep these colors just for the sake of us remembering it. I mean, we could have done any other color, but let's stick with this. So blue is rafa. Blue is rafa. Oh, blue is rafa. Orange is jar. All right. So let's do this. Oh. Sorry, it's very early in the morning. Sometimes my brain stops working. It should be. All right. And then ghayru mamnuni. So ghayru, again, we are looking at a dhamma. So immediately, it's not an ending combination, it's an ending sound. And we do, it's a nasb. Oh, sorry, it's a rafa. And then mamnuni. Okay, mamnuni. Now it's muslimuna. It's not on an una pattern. So immediately we will know that it's a jar. It's not a rafa. All right. So this is how you do it. So do the rest of them. I'll leave a few for you. And then I'll just go to I've just put some different ayat. So Surah Al-Mu'minun, Al-Mu'minun, Mu'minuna. What pattern does it fit on? Let's see. Let's ask you guys now. Who can tell me this Al-Mu'minuna is on which pattern? So Isa, you can choose. And then I'll do it.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Huda, and Al-Mu'minuna is a nasb because it's and it's also a sound.
All right. Okay. Does it? Okay. Huda, just look at the Muslim chart. You can be right because it's an but does it fit on any other? First, we have to look at the combination. Una, does it? Do you look at it? So it doesn't fit on Muslimani. It doesn't fit on Muslimani, but Muslimuna, Mu'minuna, una ending. See, so it's looks like a sound, but first we have to look at the combination. Does it fit any combination first? This is fitting the combination of Muslimuna, Al-Mu'minuna, Al-Muslimuna.
So it's a Rafa.
No, yes, it's a Rafa. We are right. It's a plural and it's a Rafa and it's on an una ending. So always look for ending combination first. Always look whether it fits on these last three ones.
Okay.
or pair. Ani, una, aini, ina. If it doesn't fit on this, then all right.
Got it.
Okay, jazakallah khair. So it will be rafa. Yes, and it's a plural. Remember that. Right. Who's next? For this one. Salati.
Salati.
So
Jar?
let's look at it. Before we say jar, it can be jar. I'm not saying it can't be, but let's look at it. So Muslim, it doesn't fit any of the pattern. At the moment, we're just looking at ending combinations. So you're right, it can be jar, but it doesn't fit ani or una or aini or ina. But we have another Muslim chart, ati, muslimatun, atu or ati. It can be atun or it can be atin. So it's fitting this pattern. Ati, atin, muslimatin, salati, salati. Okay. So it fits the ati pattern. All right.
So which is nasab and jar.
Yes, it can be nasb and jar. Right.
And I have a question. Like, I just have something to say. I don't have the notes. Like, I can't highlight anything.
On the notes, you can't. Do you print them?
No.
Okay. If you do it on the computer, on PDF.
I don't have the notes on the computer. I don't have it on
The
the
last
computer.
class notes. You don't have the last notes which we did, or these ones. Are you talking about these ones?
Yes.
These ones I haven't even, yeah, I will share it with you. At the moment, I'm just doing this with you. Don't worry. So inshallah, at the moment, you can't highlight on it because I haven't shared the document with you. But inshallah, after the class, I always make a PDF and I share it with you. So it will be with you. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So will the ones that we're doing now also be on there, or will
The ones you have done will also be on that. What I'll actually do is once we have done it, I'll just undo all of it so you can practice it yourself as well, right? Okay, who's next? Who can tell me what is this?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who's this?
Furqan.
All right, Furqan, tell me. What is this word?
Khashi'una. This is Rafa. Masculine.
Oh, yeah, and it's a plural.
Yes.
Very good.
Plural.
Yes, good. Although, because Furqan looked at everyone. I want you to pay attention. He looked at the
Yes.
ending combination first. That's why he could tell it was a rafa. Otherwise, if you look at the sound, it looks like a nas, but it's not, because it's una ending. Khashi'una, muslimuna. All right, it's a rafa. Very good, Furqan.
Jazakallahu khair.
Jazana wa iyyakum. All right. Who's next?
Assalamu alaikum, Stada. I
Wa
think
alaikum
this jar is kasra and it's not connection, it's just sounds. So
Yeah, mashallah, that's good. Yeah, so it's not like any ending combination. It's not una, it's not ina, it's not atun, it's not atin. And you're right, it's a jar. It's simply because of it's the custom. Okay. Right. Right. Jazakallah khair. Who is next? We'll do this one.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who's this?
I am Muhammad Usman Sajid.
Okay, Muhammad Isman Sajid. Let's see if you can do this one. The one I've highlighted. What's the word?
Ma'aribuna.
Mu'riduna. Yes. So what is it?
Nasab.
Why do you say it's nas? Why do you think
Because-
it's? Hmm?
Because there is fatah.
Yes, but remember I told you to look at the una, ina sound first. Is there an una sound here? Una in the end.
Yes.
So it means it's a combination. It's like it's either a plural. So, and it is a plural because we know una is a muslimuna is a rafa, plural. Jama, it's a jama, rafa, jama. Okay, so una, muslimuna. So that's why we will call, we will say it's a rafa and it's not a nas. Okay, it's
Okay.
like al-mu'minuna, khashi'una, muriduna, muslimuna. All right. Inshallah,
Okay.
in the next class, we will take words, different words, and we will put it in Muslim chart. So you guys can, so if we take this word, it's mu'ridun, mu'ridun, mu'ridan, mu'ridin, mu'ridani, mu'ridaini, mu'ridaini, mu'riduna, mu'ridina, mu'ridina. So, you know, this is how you need to think of it. It's a rafa and it's a plural, all right? Who's next? Anyone?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who's this? All right, if I don't know what happened, who's next?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who's this?
My name is Rahim.
Okay, Rahim. What is this word?
Zakati.
Okay. Yes, it is zakati.
This is jar,
All right.
and it is singular
Yes, very good. Why did you say that?
because it's a jar because it's zakati, and jar it's supposed to be muslimatin, and in and e are same thing. That's why
Yes.
it will be as zakati would be jar, and it's singular because it's rafa. I mean because it
It's jar.
jar and a hati.
Yes, Jazakallah khair. That's correct. And you're right. Very good, Rahim, mashallah. So that's the thing, you know, I want everyone to pay attention to that, that there are words which will be simply rafa, nasb, and jar because they don't fit in any of the combinations. They are not una, ina endings. They are not atun, atin endings. So you have to remember that, okay? And then let's go to this.
Okay.
Jazakallah khair, Rahim. Who's next? Do this one.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who's this?
It's Khalid.
All right, Khalid, can you see the highlighted word?
Yeah.
What is this? Can you read it? So it says al-khabithati.
Al-Khabithati. So is it gonna be
Sorry, it says al-khabithatu. All right, atu, not ati. Al-khabithatu.
is it gonna be a nasb?
Why would it be an nasb?
Because it has a two at the end.
Atu. Very good, mashallah. That's the thing. So look at it, it's a feminine also, okay? Atun or atu. Jama, and it's a, did you say nasb or did you say rafa? What did you say? Sorry, it is not, you're not correct. Your method is correct. It is atu, so it's a combination, but it's not a nasb, it's a rafa, because it's an atu ending. If it was ati ending, then it will be a nasb or a jar of feminine, because it's a combination. It does look like, well, it looks like a rafa, and it is a rafa in this case, but it's a plural rafa of the feminine. It's a muslimatu or muslimatun. So it's an atu ending, and it's a combination. Okay. So your method was correct. You were not correct. It was not nas. It was rafa, but that's not the issue. As long as you know how to do the, as long as you can see this, that this is a combination, and this is what we are looking at, and it's telling us it's a feminine rafa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, Jazak. Who's next? We'll do 2 more, and then you can do the rest for your homework.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hania.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hania, can you see the highlighted one? What is the word and what is it?
Khabithina.
Yes.
So it's an ending combination, plural, ratha, nasl jar.
Plural what?
Nasl jar.
Yes. Okay. Very good. This is very good. Sorry, what was your Hania? Is it?
Yes, Hania.
Look, everyone, I want you to pay attention how Hania did it. Immediately, she looked at what? The ending combination. He said it's an ending combination. It's an ina ending. So it's a plural, nasb or jar. And this is how I want you to do it. This is exactly the way you need to do it. That, okay, you look at it. It does look like a nasb. Is it a nasb, singular nasb? No. And Rahim also, I think one of them, I think it was Rahim who said, when he was doing zakati, he said it's a singular jar. I want you to remember that's what is this when you're telling me or when you're doing it, write singular, write nas or jar or rafa. So here she said it's a combination, it's a nas, it's a plural, nas and jar. And she is right. It is. It's a plural, nas and jar. Okay. So
Jazakallah.
Jazana wa iyyakum. Thank you. You can mute yourself, and then who's next? Actually, no. Sorry, I'm just all right. So this is Nasp and Jar. We'll do one, or did I say this will be the last one? I can't even remember. All right, let's do this one and then finish. Khabithuna. Who wants to do that?
Assalamu alaikum, Ustada.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who's this?
Rania.
Okay, Rania, can you tell me what this is?
It's Una, so I think it's Ra.
Yeah, and it's a plural. It's a jama. It's a jama. Okay, so
Okay.
it's a jama. It's a muzakkar. It's a masculine, and it's a very well done, Rania. That's what I want you to look at first. Una, the una ending. It's a rafa. Okay, and it's plural.
Okay.
Okay, jazakallah khair. All right, let's finish. You guys can do the rest of them in your homework. When I do, if I'm writing it, so for example, if I was writing this, okay, I just want to show you, if I was writing it on top of the word with my pencil, so I will write it like this. It's a plural slash, sorry. I'll write, if it's an end, so if I was doing al-khabisuna, I'll do ending combination slash plural slash R. So it means it's an ending combination, it's a plural, and it's a rafa. Okay. And if it's an ending combination, plural, or we didn't do any dual or pair. So if it was a dual, I'll say dual. Remember, ani and aini endings are dual, and then I'll say nasb slash jar. All right. So if it's a nasb or jar, or it's a plural, and if it's a singular, I'll write singular nasb. Okay. And if I know it's a masculine and feminine, so I can write F as well. Feminine for or masculine M. All right. So do it like this. If you when you're writing it, and don't look at the highlighted words, because highlighted words you don't need to know about them right now. And any more questions about homework? So your homework is this: you are going to do the words that we haven't done in the class. I leave the ones which we have done. You can, if you're doing it on your on desktops, on your iPads or whatever, you can highlight them. But I would really like you to print this and handwrite it, because it's important for you to write all the things, like, you know, it's a rafa, it's a plural, it's a masculine, all of these things you need to write. So write it like that, okay? And then jar rafanas. All right, so do that, do it that way. Any questions? So homework is this, and the other homework is what? You will look at this quality of Ibaad Rahman, discuss it with your family, and write an example, come up with an example of this ayah. What does it look like? So Ramin, was it Ramin or someone who was asking me a question? And I think the question was, oh sorry, it was Romana. Are you allowed to use the Muslim? Yes, you're allowed. You're always allowed to use the Muslim chart. Remember that. Okay. Now, do you mean like a person who is not miserly or extravagant? Yeah, you can give an example of both. So you can give an example. You can give an example of a person in your how Allah has described the person who has a balanced one. So we are basically talking about that. You can give an example of a miserly person or an overspending person as well. But you have to definitely give an example of a person who doesn't overspend, who spends in the way of Allah, and who spends on himself and his family, and who is also not a miser, So yeah, you can do both basically. Sometimes it's good to do both, then you can compare them. All right, so that's your answer, Romana. The rest of you, if you have any questions for homework, please ask. I'll type the homework in the meantime. Does anyone have any questions? All right. So I'm writing this homework. So your homework is quality of Ibaad Rahman. We learned in the class, okay? With your family, and write an example. So it doesn't have to be a real life example. You don't have to mention somebody is so miser, but just come up with an example, like she was saying that, if you go and see a pineapple and there are, I don't know, if you see a fruit or, and then you say, no, I'm going to buy a more expensive one. So that's an example of what? Like overspending, although you can get the same thing. And then someone who goes and buys something that's completely off, it's that, that is not even edible, it's completely rotten, and he says, look, because it's cheap, I'll buy it for myself, or he might buy it and give it to poor people, or think of examples in your head. Real life, what I mean is example from life, not real life, should I write? Like, from normal human beings. Like, it doesn't have to be a real example. We don't discuss people. We are discussing the quality of these great people, or the people whom Allah likes, or the people whom Allah dislikes as well. And your other homework is practice the status, the Irab So I'll write the Irab of Ism. On the ayat I have given you. All right, inshallah, next week, by the way, okay, next week I won't be doing your class, so you will probably have a class, we will see, but I won't be able to do it. I'm not I'm not in town. So, but when in my next class, we will put some Arabic words into Muslim chart, and we will pick up some words, and then we will inshallah do put them in Muslim chart and then do it. And that's one of the very good way. So for example, you can pick up a word, like, you know, any word really at the moment, even sometimes, even if it doesn't make sense, it's okay. I want you to you know, fa'iluna, muslimuna, fa'ilun. So what's the singular? Fa'ilun, fa'ilan, fa'ilin, fa'ilani, fa'ilaini, fa'ilaini, fa'iluna, fa'ilina, fa'ilina, fa'ilatun, fa'ilatan, fa'ilatin, fa'ilatani, fa'ilataini, fa'ilataini, fa'ilatun, fa'ilatin, fa'ilatin. So you have to put a word and then do a masculine and feminine Muslim chart. All right. So we will do it in our class, inshallah. So I hope and pray, since there are no questions, that may Allah put barakah in your learning. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. May Allah put barakah in your learning, and may Allah make all our work easy and accept it from us. And may Allah make us the people of Quran. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right, we'll leave. Okay. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next class.